Okay, well, so let's see. At least admit it. Admit to me that the gods are not true gods. I need to hear it from you.
You have not thought this through. There is no leaving this place for you. I allowed it
Yeah,
once.
you're not answering my
You made
question.
it all too clear what a mistake my mercy was. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid.
Oh boy.
So I think he's gonna fight us now.
I think so. Everything's frozen.
This isn't a very scary fight.
Nope.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Ooh!
Oh boy.
Okay. So we got knocked out.
Are these vessels?
Okay, those guys are real. Are they vessels?
Well, I need to get the other sword out if they are.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
They are vessels.
Yeah, vessels! Get your sword!
Okay, sorry, I have to trade out swords.
It's cool. Eddar's like, hang on. Shit.
Oh, I can't change it in combat.
No! I'm so sad.
Me too. Alright, whatever. We can still do this.
Yeah.
We're fine.
It actually would be kind of sad to kill him in like one blow, because
To be funny, though.
yeah, it could be really funny.
Alright, well, I am going to hammer Thaos, because fuck him.
Hammer time for Thaos. Okay. Oh god, those guys are scary. Ah!
Hey, he got hammered. Wow, he's already almost dead.
Holy crap! Near death.
And he's on our side
Really? Whoa! What's happening? Soul stuff's happening.
now. Did we just, like, end this that quick?
I think
Wodika's
we might
judge
have.
and headsman.
Okay, Thaos is still near death.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
Vessels
with
are
all that.
injured. That was weird.
Oh, and also because I was curious. Well,
Yes.
hold on. I'll look at this
Okay.
afterwards, I guess.
Doing a thing.
Oh, maybe that was just for that.
Okay.
I was curious what the ability we got was. Because we got that
What's it called again?
The spirit steps to the wheel. Once per rest. Paralyze, AoE, sicken. Okay.
Watcher gives his or her foes a glimpse into the afterlife by displacing their souls, momentarily paralyzing them and leaving
Them
something.
sickened. It was sorry.
How dare you!
Sorry. So
And
it's,
remember that there's two people.
no. So, oh, I can hit both of them.
Hiya!
Oh, Thaos healed.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I wonder if it was after, like, we killed one he healed or something.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, Aloth is already down.
Thanks. Well, that's okay.
Oh, but we can get him back up, because Durance.
Durance likes to resurrect his friends. Look at him go.
Repels my touch.
Theos.
Thaos knocked out Willow.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, we got it. Oh, is that how he's healing? He's, like, knocking people out?
Oh, probably.
This one
That would make
repels.
sense.
Oh, well, we're back up,
Kill
though.
that big guy, and then we can all just focus on Thaos.
I'm gonna give him another hammer to deal with.
Yeah, hammer time. Boop!
Even though he's on our side right now, apparently.
Yeah, well, whatever.
He still needs a hammer.
There we go, hammer times.
Oh, we got a slime. Frostus. Thaos knocked out Edder for a second.
There goes that guy.
Get him!
Oh, so he healed, I think, from that guy dying.
Maybe.
Because he was...
Oh!
He was
We
near
got him.
death, and then
We
it-
got him.
Yeah.
Look at that!
Why is there a slime?
They were summoned. Oh!
Holy shit.
At your feet rests the body of Thaos, hollow.
Dang!
The dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
That's the servant down, and the mistress still to go. A good start, worthy of being built upon.
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
Yeah, he's a
In his
jerk.
own way, Thaos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Aora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on
Ooh,
his
in the
death.
text it says a pity.
Yeah, I know. They occasionally change a few words here and I've noticed.
How dare.
At some
they do
point,
that.
you have to look at the things your God is telling you to do. And ask yourself if it's worth it. He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like
Ooh,
that ever
we get to
really be?
explore Thaos'
Yeah,
soul.
alright, let's do
Let's
it.
go poke around in it. With a deep breath, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
With a deep breath, you plunge into Thaos' soul, and where in Brackenberry it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it is expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Audra pillar and the machine that encases it. Thaos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd as faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. Well, this seems ominous.
Well, there was a lot of guys standing around over there, so...
You turn back toward the machine, your breaths constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward. Sorry, my glasses are...
How could you?
from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron.
Oof.
Owie. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into gray heaps under the stress of the tremors. Yikes. You look above to the Audra pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it's looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement, and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. That's sad.
Oof.
From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Thaos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Thaos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please.
Ooh, so we get to choose what to do with the soul.
See what the options are.
We have 5 options.
We can return it to the cycle and say, you will remember this, Thaos. Remember that no man can hide from the truth forever, and all you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be your penance. Excuse me, that was part of the choice.
Yep.
Tear soul apart. I do not envy you, Thaos. I, of all people, realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you are granted peace. Banish his soul to Braith Eamon, Thaos Ix Arcanon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. Destroy all memories contained within him. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Or tear his soul apart. You cause me great suffering, Thaos. You do not deserve to exist. Dang.
Oof.
So,
2 options to tear his soul apart.
yeah.
1 option to return to the cycle. 1 to banish his soul to, like, these columns so he'll never escape or whatever.
Well, and that would be, he'd be banished with Yovara.
I guess,
that would be awkward for them.
And destroy all memories contained within. What do you think? This is your choice.
I do kind of enjoy the thought of, like, hey, you're gonna live with this memory forever.
Yeah.
But that also would, I mean, that could mean he would come back again, maybe?
It's
or
risky, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because if he remembers that he was wrong and all that stuff. But he wouldn't, because he still didn't believe he was wrong.
I don't know. I don't know the right answer.
I don't either.
I don't think there is one. I think it's just your choice. It's hard.
Kind of want to banish him.
All right, to Braithamon.
Yeah, do you think?
Go for it. Whatever you think is the
I'm
best
scared.
choice.
I'm scared.
Though granted, couldn't he just ask for like?
Yeah, can't he just repent and then go to wherever?
Well, then he gets stuck on the island though.
Right. That's true.
So I don't know. Your call. There's like an up and a downside for like all of these.
Yeah, there really is. You know what? I like number 1. You will remember this, Thaos. Remember that no man can hide from the truth forever, and all you've done was in futility. Your memory shall be your penance.
To apply the teachings of Durance would more immediately satisfy the cravings in my bones. But this is the stronger lesson, for his soul is already marked by his own hand.
It's true.
Some acts cannot be forgiven, it seems.
A cruelty worthy of this man. Let him know the pain he has wrought. Let his own choices be his punishment.
I suppose we'll see if he can rise above that.
You can feel the pull of the intricate Audra capillaries that rise up from the depths below the chamber. Many are bound up with the great pillar and would pass to Wotica, but some are filled with the souls of the dead, bound for somewhere else entirely, and you know these are paths of rebirth. Stretching your presence as far as your spirit will allow, you make contact with one such path, and between it and yourself, you open up what feels like a long tunnel, sheer and undulating like the gullet of some enormous beast. You shift your focus to Thaos' soul, clinging weakly to its vanquished shell, and with all your concentration you wrench it free and send it hurtling through the channel until it passes into the outer vein and can be felt no more.
Nice.
In the stillness that
We just
follows,
Hadoukened it.
a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Thaos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine.
Oh, snap. That's some crazy knowledge. Whoa. Look at all these people.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
They were all the spirits or whatever of him.
oh you're right.
Can we loot him? No. Well,
Give me your stuff,
everyone wants to
Thaos.
talk.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Alright, let's go through them.
Astounding. I always knew the leaden key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, we're in the middle of something even bigger. The decision that will affect millions.
Millions! There are dozens of us!
Millions, perhaps even thousands.
Wait.
Wait.
But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Thaos had become to realize that.
Maybe so.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're BFFs now. Alright.
Thaos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
Well, I got an answer to an old question.
Those can be hard to come by. But maybe that's best. Forces you to find your own footing. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Not yet.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they've just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
Heh.
Wink! I had to narrate the
The
wink.
end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to. Seems you were afield in need of a flames cleansing. Would that my own trial had produced such an outcome. I had figured myself for the field all this time. But you were the field, and I the darkness. A lesson neither of Durance nor of Margaret. But with that trial's end, a new one begins. A god's trial. And I will stand in judgment without mercy.
Oh, snap. It's gonna get her!
Yeah.
Thaos may be gone, but his crimes.
I always love these,
the
like,
wounds he has
these
inflicted
resolutions.
remain.
Yeah.
Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, can the Deerwood be knit whole once more.
You're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
Bye.
And
So
Pallegina.
much for Thaos, then.
Yeah.
Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Deerwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Woo. We have to go do stuff with the machine.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm scared.
Look, there's that.
Oh, I'm so scared.
As you approach the machine, the path underfoot suddenly changes to a cobbled road. If you hadn't experienced visions like this already in Terra Evron, you'd be tempted to believe that the machine had sucked you into it and deposited you in the middle of nowhere. The sun blazes overhead, and the rolling meadows and thick forest on either side of the road could be anywhere in the Deerwood. A shrill cackle turns your head.
Ah!
Standing next to you is a malnourished man, clad in a threadbare loincloth and manacles. His entire body, we met this guy,
Yeah.
is striped with lash marks, and there are scarred pits where his nose and ears should be. He stinks of stale sweat and unwashed filth. You notice someone wandering on the road, but the figure's back is to you. The scarred slave has your attention for now.
You know something of quiet servitude, Watcher. Groveling and simpering before the gods whose aid you need, so that when they finally raise you to a place of power, you can seize what you desire. You have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Hadrit House, those preening soldiers with more taste for silk than steel, the wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor and receiving riddles and visions in response. And now
So
the
you don't like
gods
the
give
gods,
you
huh?
orders and commands, even while you set
Even though
out to
he's one.
fix what they cannot. Yet what have they offered you?
They offered us the means to stop Wodaka and Thaos. That's enough for me. I get the feeling this is his way of giving you new orders on behalf of his own master. Be careful, Willow. Given the breadth of the iron manacle, it's amazing he can raise his bone-thin arm, but he does, and he points to the person walking the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
You get a better look at the lone figure and realize she's wearing robes, tattered and singed, but fine nonetheless. On her head is the silhouette of a broken crown. She continues walking, her pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Thaos began. Strengthen Wodaka with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of
Okay.
all the gods.
Yeah,
I think I will.
You
You're right.
as her
sure, why not?
I've been working against Wodaka this whole time. Why would she thank me now after I've defeated her most loyal servant?
Loyal and weak, Thaos proved his inadequacy when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to the schemes of gods. Wodaka has a long memory, Watcher, for both friends and foes, and she keeps her oaths.
What do you mean by favored? It's not gonna change my mind any, but...
The recipient of Wodaka's blessings. She's always had a place for mortals of particular merit. If you help her now, she'll become the most powerful of all the gods, and you will be the one who made her so. Think of the lifetimes of reward you would reap.
Sweet, I'll do it!
Equal parts madness and idiocy. Why would we form an alliance with one who has opposed us at every turn? So says your companion who's been abandoned by her own country. You really trust her to make alliances for you?
How am I gonna go and see the gods?
Safely hidden, yes. From the violent overlords who would cease to fear punishment in the next life. From the heavy-handed masters who would answer to no one. The world needs some schemes. Or are the souls of Kith so pure that you would snap the tenuous threads that bind society? And Thaos makes a better overlord? This one is the god of slaves. What would he have left of the world if the world were unchained from his mistress's lies? I've explained the alternative, Watcher. Continue as a pawn of the gods or a partner of one. At the other end of the road, a figure stops. She turns her head just enough to look over her shoulder. Her face is mostly hidden, but one merciless eye peers at you from a cheek of rippled, scorched flesh.
No thanks.
This one?
Yeah.
You say that now, But when you're standing in front of the machine, considering the lifetime...
I'm standing there right now.
Yeah,
You're,
we're already
you're
here.
delaying me.
He continues down the road, and when the sun suddenly drops below the horizon, it plunges you into momentary darkness. You come to your senses in front of the machine. All these evils we've seen, going all the way back to the Saints' War. That was all Wodica. Imagine if she was stronger on top of it all.
Yeah, that'd suck.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna quick save.
Oh, he convinced me. Let's help her out.
Actually, I'll regular save.
Whoa.
Just because, this is the end.
Well, you already quick saved, so
I know, but
it's just gonna take longer.
quick saves can go away, though.
Oh, it's gonna take so long.
Oh, don't complain.
Oh,
We're here.
Oh, jeez.
We're at the end of our road.
Just take it so.
Episode 182 or
forever
183,
and ever.
depending on if I split this up or not.
Whee!
Probably will just leave it as one long episode, honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
Give you guys a good finale.
It's a long ass episode, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway. Whatevs.
Safe.
Let's ask the gods.
Yeah. Would you like us to make 2 episodes or 1?
Well, screw you guys. We're not listening to you anyway.
Yeah, who knows? I might change my mind again and
I hiccup.
change my mind again and again. Okay.
Excuse me.
I clicked it. What
Good
happened?
job. Nothing.
Is it doing things?
Just a gumball comes out. Like, congratulations!
Oh, I want a grape!
Too bad! You get the white flavor.
With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Thaos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle and ready. You've seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It's a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction, though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do.
Eep. Let's do it. No reason to wait.
There is a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Outer Vein. This will be your only chance at redirecting them.
Eee.
So we can send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle, return them to the bodies they were intended for, entropically disintegrate the souls ending their existence, distribute the essence to existing souls in Deerwood to strengthen them, allow them to pass through the vein to Wodica, disperse them to an unknown location.
Well, I mean, we'd wanted to return them to the ones that they could be returned to, right? So
That was, the original plan.
let's do that.
Cool.
Return to the souls to return the souls to the bodies they were intended for.
You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on them is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. A brief moment comes. Oh, we got the achievement.
Oh, dang.
When it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that
Tearing
moment,
me apart, Lisa!
you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction.
Oh, something's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Thaos used.
Oh, we're
to
still
enter
alive.
the sun in
Oh,
shadow,
nice.
and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that we'd
You
pass out.
emerged into
Yeah.
Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Thaos had left behind. And when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had
It was a
left.
terrifying dystopia.
At your direction,
Robots
the souls
everywhere.
diverted by Thaos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren, or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore. But for all the relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wide One's legacy, many by their parents' own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming. Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, And those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded,
Oh,
often with twins.
Yeah.
Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the year of Helia's splendor.
me.
Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule over Gilded Vale and the surrounding area.
Oh, the hanging tree is a good tree now.
In his
Yeah,
absence,
it's happy.
the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after
Yeah.
the riots. Without a nearby ruler, it also grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Deerwooden standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived, and would continue to survive for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside
What
their
if there was
own
more we
doors
could have done with that,
or
but
I don't
unarmed.
know.
I mean, I don't know.
But order was
Oh.
soon re-established by the Knights of the
Yeah.
Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in the unraveling of the conspiracy surrounding Widewind's legacy, and were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetbreaker Castle.
Yay!
Yeah.
For the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers in animancy, the Order quickly abolished the practice internally, preferring the familiarity of their hammers and forges to the uncertainties of Essence and Adra.
Probably a smart move.
Their identity
Yeah.
rediscovered, the Knights suppressed their political aspirations and began once again to train their recruits in the art of blacksmithing, recapturing the post-revolutionary ideals of Deerwood and regaining the respect of its citizens as a result.
Aw, yeah.
Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay, and few animancers survived the first day. Many Deerwoodens took the end of Widewind's legacy as a sign, both that the gods did not approve of animancy, and that the purging of animancers in Defiance Bay had been enough to satisfy them. In time, their rage would subside, and a number of surviving animancers remained in and around Defiance Bay, often taking to the wilds to practice their science without repercussions. Abidon's renewal brought new vigor and purpose to a god long known for quiet, steady labor. Handicraft saw a revival in the Deerwood, and no smith wanted for an apprentice.
Oh, nice.
Additionally,
Yeah.
Abidon's restored
This is cool.
interest in
I like it,
preservation
yeah.
led to redoubled efforts to survey Engwithan ruins. Animancers and craftsmen alike found much to study, but tensions with Air Glanfath rose.
Oh no!
As for Stalwart, the Battle of Kairon's Scar only strengthened their resolve to unlock the mysteries of Durgan steel and build new marvels with the White Forge. However, Stalwart's ambitions brought them into further conflict with the Raid Serens, as more and more impoverished communities gathered at the border and vowed to finish the work of the Iron Flail.
Oh.
It would be many generations before the region saw peace.
Well, that's just rude.
The Flames That Whisper clan found a cautious peace with Stalwart,
Yay!
particularly once the villagers heard of the aid the ogres had offered against the Eyeless.
They didn't really do
The
anything.
clan
Well, it was our fault.
would, and as Stalwart grew in prestige, the villagers formed a tighter alliance with their ogre neighbors. Within a generation, ogre traders visited Stalwart.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
village hunters were welcome in the Russet Wood.
I like it.
Harmka's death had brought the Devil of Carrick little satisfaction.
Aw.
In time, her taste for vengeance soured. What replaced it was a hunger to feel something, anything, new. Summer had thinned the snowpack twice over when she felt the joint at her elbow first begin to stiffen. She turned her back on the hopes of animancy and civilization and walked east. She pushed through the mountains, past Raid Ceres, and into the broad plains of Ishamiddle. She had forgotten what it was like to simply journey, no goal or destination in mind. Though she felt nothing more than the steady thump of her feet on the road, the endless horizons and grassy meadows were new to her. She measured her time in the gradual rusting of her body and was satisfied.
She can unrust
Her
it.
movements slowed, but so did the world around her. Waist-high grasses undulated and tacked in the wind, as gradual as the tides. Sparrows and blackjays made steady pilgrimages across the sky, each flap of their wings a solemn salute. She could hardly move when she found something she had never seen before, the ocean. With the last of her strength, she pulled herself beneath the water, content at last to feel the movement of currents and the constant caress of the
That makes me
waves.
sad.
It's very bittersweet.
Zawa
It
came
is.
to believe that the Deccan had survived through him. He returned to Ishamiddle, where he united a number of small, vulnerable tribes under the beliefs of his people. He called them Takanakin, kin of Takan, and under his tutelage, they became strong enough to resist would-be conquerors. Zawa taught his secrets not to one chosen person, but to all, that the line of knowledge might never
Nice.
be broken.
I like that.
Yeah, good Zalfa.
Free from the burden of her memory, Maneha soon left the gift-bearers and resumed adventuring. Now that she had a taste for the world, she wanted to experience it anew.
I liked her, even though we only went a
Maneha
little bit with her.
rediscovered her
Yeah,
zest for
she was pretty
battle,
cool.
extravagance, and romance.
Aw.
She kept her gaze on the horizon, looking from one journey to another more distant, from the lover in her arms to another more fervent. Hers was a life of excitement, violence, and passion. She moved too quickly for regret to catch up with her, and she hoped only that she might outpace it in the next life as well.
Are you not going to speak here?
Ah.
The fortress
Really?
of Cadnua.
After the
Oh.
death
What
of
the-
the master below,
Okay.
a strange quiet fell over
I wanted
the
to see what that
endless
said.
plains
Me
of
too.
We'll have to go back and look
Yeah.
at the paused.
The attacks on the fortress
The
above
video.
ceased.
Yeah.
Agnua's silent titan, the closest remaining thing to a master in its musty, forgotten passages. Palagina had gone against the Duke's Bell's orders by inventing a
Why?
new trade arrangement
Meh.
with the Ottoman to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Weidman's legacy, the Valian
just looks so
republics easily
badass.
pushed
Yeah.
their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Palagina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Valian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers.
Huh.
Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went.
But she's so awesome.
Aravius took his leave of the party and, after his first bath in years, returned to his nomadic lifestyle. With his homesickness expunged, he found renewed joy and tranquility in his wandering survey of the wilderness. For the first time in his life, he ventured beyond sight of the mountains of Glonfath. During his travels, he penned numerous journals and sketches detailing his
Yeah, this will
travels
probably
through
be a
the
second
frozen
video
tundra,
compared to the
Yeah.
first.
Syrian desert, and tropical forests.
It's like almost an hour.
So long.
Wherever he went, Aravius left behind stories of the Autumn Druid, a temperamental, one-eyed wise man of the forest, known to bring food to lost travelers, and unusual advice to anyone
Meh.
willing to ask him
I
a
liked
question.
him.
He was fun.
Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerford, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Deerford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day,
Is the audio kind of
Deerford
meh
would
for
come
you?
to more
No, it's
closely
fine.
resemble
Oh, it's
the
like
Gilded
clipping
Vale
out for
of
me. I
Adair's
don't know if it's my
childhood,
headphones.
It might be the
but one
headphones.
worthy of its name.
It's
When the
constant for
dust
me, yeah.
settled in
Okay.
sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Thaos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grandmaster had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Thaos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Thaos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. With the Watcher's goals accomplished,
Kana!
his plans fulfilled, Kana Rua sailed back toward Rawatai, thinking on the lessons his travels had provided him. By the time he landed at Tekoa, he understood what his path must be. Standing before the Lore College, Kana Rua explained that the tablet he sought had been destroyed, and so a true interpretation of the Tonvi Oratoa could no longer exist. The people of Rawatai would have to create their own. He described the many strange things he had seen in his travels, and announced his intent to pursue the accumulation of knowledge abroad, seeking answers to new questions. True to his word, Kana soon set sail on yet another expedition, and in Tekoa, his passionate accounts inspired many to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah.
With Thaos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance used Magrin's strength only until Thaos had been cast from the world, and then swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh heavily on his mind, and a man who had never previously lacked for words or opinions came to embrace silence and contemplation. He continued to wander, penniless and destitute, searching now not for the reason for his goddess's silence, but for a mechanism for revenge. The charred robes he continued to wear as a reminder that he had been burned by his goddess, and not just by the flames of the Godhammer. After 5 years of searching for Persak, Sagani's 4-month journey home felt longer still. The Deerwood, Air Glonfoth, the Valian Republics became places on a map, endless expanses of green between her and Nasitok. Her homecoming was celebrated by all of Masuk, yet it was the reunion with Kalu and their children that truly brought her joy. She relinquished her role in the long hunts, and ever after, she and Itumak spent their days working in the village and their nights at her hearth. She watched her own children and their children grow and thrive. When she finally passed, she lay surrounded by the affection
sweet.
and
Yeah,
tears of 5
all the feels.
generations.
Yeah.
For you, the death of Thaos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
Aw, dang.
What journey?
What is it? What is it?
Oh. Oh shit.
Whoa.
That's the
What's
credits.
happening?
I think the credits are
Oh,
happening.
look out! It's coming out of the water!
Oh my god.
Woo! We are done with Pillars of Eternity.
Holy crap.
Dang, yo!
I'm still kind of in shock.
I am too. That was a nice little wrap up, and we know what happened to everybody.
When did we start this? Like, how long
I
have we been on
honestly-
this journey?
Okay, let's see. Did
'Cause
I
you weren't
write-
always dating them.
No, I wasn't, and I don't know if I wrote down.
You
when
might
we
just have to look on our
started them.
YouTube channel really quick to see when the first one was.
Let's see. Pillars of Eternity start 4/27/15. Over a year ago.
So, just by a little bit, so about a year and a month,
Yeah.
we've been playing this game.
Dang. 100 and over 182 episodes. We're
And-
probably going to split this one because it ended up being an hour
Yeah.
long.
It's been one of our most popular series, though, so like
Woo.
we cannot thank everyone who's been watching this like enough. 'cause-
Yeah, it's been really cool to see people responding to it and giving us suggestions, and I had no idea that people would be so into it, especially since it is such a long game.
Yeah, it's so like just lots of text and lots of
Yeah.
story, and there was many a time where I was like, I don't know if we're gonna finish it because it's so long, but
Right, but we did it!
fucking did it.
High
We
five.
did. We did everything in this game that we possibly could. That we found all the quests. We had no more quests at the
Yeah.
end.
Completionist.
Oh, so if you guys watched all of this, or even if you just watched a little bit of it, please leave a comment. Let us know because we would love to hear from you. Because
Yeah, it's been a journey, like
Yeah.
for real.
we would love to talk about it with you. Love to hear what your choices were.
Yeah.
Um,
And we'll have
All
to
the differences.
regain our wits before they release Tyranny in the sequel. I
When
mean,
is-
the sequel will probably be a long time.
yeah, and Tyranny's coming out this year, I think, later this year.
Yeah, I think so.
And we're
I don't
definitely
remember
gonna do
when
it.
exactly.
Like I don't know when we're doing it, but I want to say like we are definitely going to do Tyranny
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
It just depends on what we're doing, if there's other long games.
Tell
or
Obsidian to
whatever.
give us an early copy.
Let's see. Oh, that'd be awesome, but
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it. I don't know. They're like my BFFs, so.
I'm gonna scroll through the credits a little bit faster just in case there's stuff at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, we should tweet that we finished our entire playthrough, a full recorded playthrough of Pillars of Eternity.
I'm trying to look up when Tyranny's coming out. I typed "when is Tyranny" and the one research or like search question that popped up is "when is Tyranny good?" Probably never.
Well, we'll see what the game makes of it.
Let's see, coming out in 2016 it says.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
supposed to be later this year, like quarter 3 or 4. Oh,
Have they announced?
oh, and then the White March. Hey, look at that.
It just says they'll be out this year. I don't know if it says when though.
Either way, like this game was fantastic. I love
Yeah.
pretty much every character we had. I really loved. Even Durance, who graded on us a lot, still was like a really cool character.
Yeah, he still had interesting development and like he had his own motivations and reasons for everything.
And I'm still not even sure like the way we played it to the end was like the right one, but it, or if there even was one right one. It's one of those games where it seems like you kind of get a different, there's no good or evil ending, it's just
Yeah.
a different ending.
Yeah.
It's not like where in Mass Effect you can get like the Paragon ending or the Renegade ending. As much as I love Mass Effect to crap, as you could probably tell from other playthroughs of that, I do appreciate when games kind of give you just like a bunch of different options and none of them's the right one, none of them's the wrong one. They're
It's
just
just options.
different ways to
Yeah.
kind of take it.
Man, so much crazy stuff. This has got to be, for me at least, one of the longest games I've ever played.
I'm pretty much sure we checked just before this and we had just broken the 100-hour threshold.
Yeah.
I mean, after today's episode, it's probably more like 101 or 2, but
Yeah. But
Still.
still. And you know what? We finished before episode 200.
we did.
We were not sure whether or not we'd break 200, but we didn't. Unless you want to split this last video into like 2-minute
Increments.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so probably this will be episode 183 because
Yeah.
we're definitely going to split it off of the last
Into
one
at
since
least
we're over an
2.
hour now. So
Yeah.
182 and 183, we'll split back when we said we were going to with that Thaos. Although people that are watching this already know it because
Yeah.
they have seen it got split.
Right,
so
yeah.
they already know.
Whatevs. But, whew, I mean, yeah, because for me, before, I think the longest one I had done was the whole Bioshock series. Because I haven't played that many really long games.
And we realized that, already back when we started the White March, we had spent more time in Pillars than we had with all of Bioshock.
Right. Yeah, so that's
Infinite, the DLCs, everything.
long ass game. I
It's-
can only imagine that Tyranny is going to be equally long,
Oh.
and also Pillars of Eternity 2.
I'm excited for both.
So we're probably going to do shorter games after this in between. Just we're not even sure what's coming up next.
We've talked about finishing Never Alone.
Never Alone,
That one
right.
we did as the Valentine's Day thing because I think there's only a couple more hours and that's a very short
Right.
game. And then we've talked about trying a game called
Child of Light.
which looked like a pretty fun one. It's
Yeah.
like kind of I don't know if it's an indie game on Steam, but it doesn't seem like it's super long. It's like 11 or 12 hours, I think, but it looks like a very cool fantasy game. So
Yeah. I
Um,
just thought it'd be nice just because, we're still in the middle of Mass Effect. We're like smack dab in the middle of Mass Effect
Yeah.
right now, so before we start another really long game or series, then we should maybe take a breather and do kind of lighter one before we dive back into some bigger commitments.
But if you guys had any ideas or any games you would like to see us do, please let us know, because we are definitely more interested in games that will interest a lot of the same audience we've gathered with Pillars.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make like a big list of, because there's a ton we want to do. We want to do Divinity. We want to do Dragon
Divinity,
Age.
Original Sin.
Yeah.
And all the Dragon Age games would be fun. Because I've never played Inquisition, the last Dragon Age game.
And I've obviously never played any of them. So
Yeah.
I'm still being introduced to BioWare and getting my heart torn out.
That's what they do.
So, and yeah, Obsidian makes awesome games. They're really cool.
There's a lot of Kickstarter backers.
Yeah, jeez. Did we back this?
I don't know if I did at the time. I don't think I caught it. Oh.
Ah, you're going backwards.
Oh, is that it? It just ends here?
Oh?
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's it.
That is done.
Woo! Well, thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with us through this incredibly long and arduous thing. It was, I mean, not arduous. It was a lot of fun.
It was
It's
fun.
just
No, it was incredibly
a
fulfilling.
year worth of recording.
I got a lot out of the end caps. I'm glad they did one for each
yeah.
character. It was some I was a little sad for, others I was happy that they all felt appropriate.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we'll have to do maybe is put up a still of that the wrap up of what happened to our base that kind of flashed.
Well, for
I mean,
them,
people
they can just pause because it was still up for a few seconds. So if you missed,
I want to see it.
well, we'll go back and pause.
Right.
We'll look at our recording. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, guys, other than thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll see you in our next series.
Yeah, hopefully. Please
Yeah.
keep tuning in and let us know what you would guys like to see.
Yeah, tweet at us. We're on Tumblr, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Facebook, yeah. Let us know, and we will take note, because we've got a lot of stuff ahead of us. So
Yeah.
thanks so much for your support. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.